something. All right. My mirror. Okay, we are live today showcasing the Time Iron Pro. I'm going to curl my hair using this. It's already heated up. But first, I'm going to section my hair. All right. I look crazy when I section my hair, but it's very helpful if you have a lot of hair. And the Time Iron Pro is my favorite iron currently that we have, because I'm just currently very into the look and style that it gives me. But the Time Iron Pro can be used to style your hair in tons of different ways. All right, so starting with the left side, you are going to come in from, I have my cord wrapped around, one sec. Okay, starting with the left side again. All right, you're gonna get a section. I like one like about that big. You're gonna come in from the top right here and just turn and pull through your hair. And see, at that time it did not do anything that I wanted it to do. It was kind of dragging. If you ever get that sensation of like kind of dragging along instead of gliding easily. Even me, who curls my hair using this all the time, I still mess up sometimes, and that happens. But that just means you're going to probably need to redo that strand again because you don't want those crimps in it. All right. And then you kind of twirl like that, and you have a curl. I like to keep twirling it until I kind of get how I want the curl to lay. And once it cools, it sets like that. So you just kind of twirl it until you like it. And then I like that, so I leave it right there. Somebody said, hello, today is my birthday on YouTube. Happy birthday. My birthday was just recently in July 23rd. I love my birthday. It's the best. All right. Again, on the left side, coming in from above, twirling, gliding down. If it's doing that dragging thing, you just need to kind of relax, release some tension. I don't like the ends of that one, but that one looked pretty. All right, and then I gotta throw that one behind. Sorry, you are from. So we are, somebody said happy late birthday. Thank you. Happy birthday to you. And we are a company based in South Carolina. This company has not always been based in South Carolina, but we are now. It was originally, I could get this wrong, so if you know more than me, it was originally based in, I'm pretty sure it was like Utah, potentially. See how pretty that curl is? Very pretty. Our company was originally based in Utah, and we bought the company in February of 2024 because the company was going out of business. So our owners purchased the company because we have a sister company that is a hair company, the Lauren Ashton Collection, that sells toppers, wigs, things like that. And so she thought it would be perfect, and she also felt really bad because she had started her own business and she knew how sad it would be for a woman-owned company to kind of like lose their business. And she didn't want all of Jacinda, the old owner's hard work, to kind of go to waste or anything like that. So we purchased the company, and we are helping the Time Iron live on. Somebody said from Brazil. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right. How tall are you? I'm 5'9". I'm pretty tall. Pretty tall. All right. Again, from above. And you're going to come in like this. And my hair is honestly kind of dirty today. I haven't washed it since, I think, like Monday or Tuesday is when the last time I washed it, but I only wash my hair like once a week anyways. But look how pretty. Love. All right, we're getting a lot of questions on our YouTube comment section today. Somebody said, I'm glad it was acquired because I have a time iron and it's the only one I can use. It's awesome. I am so glad to hear that. That makes me really happy. I also love the time iron. I do tell everybody that the time iron kind of has a learning curve. It's not like other irons in the way that you just pick it up and you immediately know how to use it, because it's like all other irons. It has a patent design. So you can kind of see how the lip of it looks a lot different than any other iron in the way that it closes and opens kind of to an angle rather than like straight up and down like a flat iron or anything like that. So since it has such a unique design, it's not going to be something you pick up and immediately know how to use unless you just got it like that, I guess. But if you learn how to use it, it is worth it. It is such a great iron. Great for thicker, coarser hair because it has titanium plates and it kind of smooths as it curls. So like if you have kind of curly, wavy hair and you want to curl your hair with a curling iron, but you always have to like flat iron it first, this iron kind of does the flat iron and curling work all in one go. I love all these comments, y'all, today. I'm glad we're getting some engagement. We're also live on Whatnot. I know this is streaming on all of our platforms over here on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, but we are live on Whatnot as well. And we put special deals. So we're trying to integrate Whatnot, which is like a live, if you've never heard of Whatnot, it's like a live platform for sellers and people who want to buy stuff. But we do deals on there because we're trying to grow our presence over there. So if you want to go over to Whatnot, I'm pretty sure that our on there is at Time Style. Very simple. All right, I'm still on the left side. So for the left side, you come above, rotate, and just pull straight out. Oh, I don't like the way that didn't curl very good at the bottom. So if you have something like that happen, you can kind of just pick it back up at the end where it stopped curling. Very pretty. All right, again, come in from above. Pull straight out. It's so rainy and gloomy outside today, y'all. We've been getting a lot of rain here in South Carolina lately. Look how pretty that curl is. Make sure before you start on a new section that you brush it. Make sure it's smooth, there's no tangles. All right, and then the difference is for the right side with this iron, you're gonna kind of go from this angle instead. instead of coming above, you kind of come underneath it. Same thing happened on the other side. That first curl, didn't like it. We'll redo it. And for me, I like to keep it the temperature on the third heat setting. Let me show you. See how 3 of the dots are lit up? I like to keep it on the third one. I don't even know if y'all can hear it, but the laughing in the background. We film these lives in our warehouse. We've got a lot of commotion going on over there. All right, again, for the right side, you're gonna come underneath, flip. Sometimes I like to use my other hand to kind of guide the tail of my hair. And then you're gonna pull straight out, going slowly. Also, I don't know if everybody does this, but I really don't take much account into how the bottom section of my hair looks as much as I do the top. I feel like I care about it a lot more. Again, guiding that strand, turning, and then just pulling straight out, kind of trying to keep it about eye level. Very pretty curl. And this iron can make just about any shape, style of curl, as long as you can change up how much you turn the iron, as well as the angle you pull out at, and it kind of changes the curl. So depending on what you want your curls to look like, you can kind of change up how you are doing the curl. And then we're just still pulling straight out, slowly but surely. I don't like that one either. Redo. See, it kind of curled my ends, but I don't like how it didn't have a curl all the way up. Very pretty. We also have our other irons kind of sitting behind me. I don't know if y'all can see them, but we have our Time 2-inch iron, which is a 2-inch barrel curling iron. It does a lot like soft waves, as well as like adds volume to your hair. It's not necessarily for like a tight, bouncy curl as much as it is for looser waves with lots of volume. I'll hold that one, make sure it cools where I want it to. Very pretty. Amazing. Again, still on the right side. So you're going to come in from this angle, turn. I like to hold the iron kind of like almost at a flat horizontal angle when I'm pulling out. I just like the way those curls look, but you can really hold the iron however you would like, and then your curls will, how your curls look in the end will depend on how you held the iron. I'm going to let that one kind of cool in my hand. Amazing. I'm gonna set that down. Pull all my hair forward and give it a good spray for this bottom section. All right, and do y'all have any questions about this iron I can answer while we're on live too? I don't like that one. I'm gonna redo that. Very pretty. All right, it's kind of warm in here too. All right, any questions, comments, concerns, anything y'all want to know about this iron? I'm moving on. I have already sprayed heat protectant on my hair. Always recommend using heat protectant. Also, I do my my hair in 3 sections. You can do as many as you would like. And I kind of just part it right here. Go up and around. Since I have kind of long layers on the top of my head too, I like to do this 3rd section so that I can make sure that those layers are kind of curled separately to add a lot more movement to my hair. All right, perfect. Then I'm just brushing this out, make sure there's no tangles or anything. And a second ago, I was talking about what irons we have. So I was talking about the ×2 iron, which is our 2-inch curling iron that adds a lot of volume, but not a lot of curl necessarily, more so like loose waves. Kind of as if you had just gotten your hair blown out. Make sure I'm not missing anything over here. Okay. All right. We're back on the left side. And then for the left side, your thumb is behind the light in the mirror. You're going to come above your head like this. Wrap it around. Sometimes, especially just to get the hang of it, you can use both hands to kind of close the iron around the hair. Then you see. Do that again. All right, iron above, thumb behind the light, flip. You can use this hand to kind of pull the iron forward too. You're coming straight out, not down. You're going to come straight out. You can do this different ways though. You don't have to come straight out. This is just for the type of curl I like. Also, I had my curling iron on long before I sat down. You can see this curl real quick before I say that. Very pretty. I had my curling iron on long before I sat down, so it does have a 30-minute shut off. So this is already shut off. But I just turn it on and it takes 1, 2, 3 seconds to heat back up. Normally it takes, I think it's 30 seconds to heat up from cold, but if it just turns off, like if it takes you more than 30 minutes to learn how to do your hair with this, then you can heat it back up in literally 3 seconds. So it takes no time at all. All right, another iron we have is the Time 1.25-inch iron. And for that iron, it's just like your basic clamp curling iron, just good to have all around. Everybody needs a good 1.25-inch iron in their lives. You can use it as a regular clamp curling iron, or I've even used it as a wand, which I love because I love the way wand curls look. It gives me like a mermaidish look that I absolutely love. Very pretty curl. Again, coming in from above, flipping, rotating, gliding down. Straight out. Ta-da! Very pretty. Still on the left side. All right, another one of our irons is the Time Iron Air. And it kind of looks like a straightener, but it has cool air vents. This bottom button is cool air vents. And when you heat it up, those will automatically turn on. You can turn them off, but there's really no reason to, because the cool air vents really helps cool the hair when you're curling. So like when I was saying a minute ago, like I'm going to hold this curl until it cools like I want it to. You don't have to do that with that iron. As soon as you let go of the curl, it's already cool. Also, if you have a problem with like touching your hair right after you do it and it's hot and it burns your fingers, you don't have to worry about that with the Time Iron Air. It immediately cools the hair as you're curling. So it sets it in place, and also you don't have to worry about burning yourself. Slowly down the hair. And then last but not least, we have this iron, which is amazing. Look how pretty. This iron is the original Time Iron. So how we got our name, basically, which all the irons are named Time Iron, but this specifically is the Time Iron. We call it the Time Iron Pro, but it is what started it all. This patent design started the company. Coming in from above, rotating, kind of help using my other hand to help guide me. Also to make it where y'all can kind of see what I'm doing. You see how high up that curl starts? If you turn as much as I do, it starts all the way up here instead of down there. Very pretty. All right, again, twirling as much as you want for how tight you want your curl to be. And then you're pulling straight out. It's kind of jerking, so then that means release a little bit of tension. You're holding it too tight. Sometimes I'll find myself, if I'm getting ready and I'm kind of, if I'm like kind of stressed while I'm getting ready, I'll be holding the iron too tight just because I'm like, you know. But you don't want to do that because it will tug, and you'll be able to feel it when it's doing that, and it's tugging down the hair. All right. Again, for the left side, thumb behind the light, come in from above, rotate, and then you're just going to pull straight out. Slowly. And then twirl it to kind of get it how you want it. I want it to kind of sit right there, so I'm holding it so that it has that little extra bend that I want it to have. Wherever your hair cools is where it stays, is the best thing to know. So if you kind of twirl it and maneuver it while it's still hot to be what you want it to be, it'll move. If you wait until it cools down to try to do that, not gonna work. You'll just have to redo the piece. All right. Now I am on this side. I'm going to come in from the bottom, turn, flip that tail of your hair in the back, and kind of pull straight out once again. Slowly, so it's heating up all your hair. Since it's not like a regular clamp curling iron and you're not like holding it on the hair like that, you kind of have to go slow so that it heats up all your hair, especially if you have thicker hair like I do. It's a lot of hair to heat up. Kind of separate that. I also like to tell people when using this iron to use more of like less like giant vertical sections like you would use for a clamp curling iron, and skinnier sections, they can be like fatter and horizontal, if that makes sense, but not long vertical ones, because I don't think the curls come out as good if you use long vertical ones as much as if you use like horizontal sections. Again, pulling straight out. Perfect. But this iron does take a couple tries to get the hang of, but a lot of our customers, especially ones that keep coming back for this iron, either they've had it for like 10 years and it finally gave out on them, or, you know, whatever be the case, people swear by it. They're like, this is the only iron that I'll use. Once I figured out how to use it, it's so simple, but it does have a little bit of a learning curve. So if you're not interested in learning how to use an iron, a new tool, then I wouldn't say that this is the iron for you as far as from our collection. But we do have other user-friendly irons. It's just not this one. Okay, it's kind of jerking. I'm going to restart that one. Go from like there. If that ever happens, you can just kind of restart. That just means, again, you have too much tension, or maybe the section you grabbed is too big, which is probably the case for that chunk of hair that I just did. I'm splitting that in two so it's not too big of a section. All right, and then I'm taking this hand, kind of doing like I did on the other side, and pulling this straight out. Twirl it as much as you want, and then if you want it to kind of stay right there, you hold it, make sure it cools down right there. Where your hair cools is where it stays. It's good to know for any curling iron, really. Uh-oh, this piece came out. It's kind of straight. Throw that back. All right, again, on the right side. So thumb behind the light, coming in from the bottom, and just kind of pulling straight forward. Now I want that curl to stay bouncy, so I'm going to hold it, make sure it cools right there. Perfect. Pulling straight out. Again, guys, if you are watching us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, you can head over to our Whatnot. We are doing some really good sales on there on our irons because we're trying to get some more traffic over on our Whatnot account. Very pretty. And our whatnot at is just at time style. Very pretty. All right, I'm almost to the top section. Again, coming in over, flipping that hair, dragging straight out, slowly. Holding that hair so it cools how I want it to. Perfect. Then I'm going to kind of see how I was saying earlier, like you don't want to get a huge vertical section. That, in my opinion, is too large of a vertical section. I would split this in half so it becomes more horizontal. Perfect. Throw that hair back. Might have to redo that one since it was up at the front. Holding it so it keeps that curl while it cools. Perfect. Alrighty, moving on to the top and final section of my hair. Make sure we're brushing it to make sure there's no tangles. Perfect. I like to start at the back, just a personal preference. You can start wherever you want on your hair. All right, again, we're on the left side. First, I'm gonna roll my sleeves up because I'm hot. Why is it so hot in here? Okay, and get a sip of water. Okay. Again, starting back here. You'll kind of get the hang of what size sections you like to do. My eyes are itching. Now they're watering. Great. It's wonderful. Okay, guys, not crying. My eyes are watering. Ah. Okay. So, coming in from above, rotating back, pulling straight out. Like so. Very slowly but consistently. All the way to the ends. You can, see I'm holding this curl, but you can not curl the ends and kind of drag straight down when you get to the ends, and it'll kind of give you that that like flat iron end look. Not my personal favorite look on me, so I like to curl the ends too. But once again, personal preference. All right. On the left side, coming in from above, rotating back, pulling straight forward. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror, make sure I'm pulling straight forward and not going down any. All right, and then I'm twirling the curl backwards or in the direction in which I curled. Oh no, see? Okay, this happens. I don't like that curl at all. I feel like it just curled the ends. Not my favorite. I'm just gonna redo it. So just like I said, even me who does this to my hair literally all the time has to redo pieces sometimes. It's no big deal. If you don't like the way it looks, redo it. As long as you don't have your heat on the highest heat setting, you're not going to fry your hair, and you use heat protectant. All right. Again, coming in, thumb behind the light, getting the hair, rotating. I use both hands sometimes, just depending on what I'm feeling, to kind of guide the iron straight out so that I'm not turning it and I'm keeping the same angle throughout my hair. Even all the way to the ends. Curl, turning, my finger got caught on that curl. Turning it, holding it. I like to hold it so that it pulls where the curl, how I like it. Perfect. Coming in for the left side over the top, turning backwards, away from your face, pulling the iron forward directly towards your mirror and straight out. I like to keep my iron at like a horizontal angle when I'm curling. I feel like that gives me the curl I like, but this iron, since it's made to achieve so many different types of curls, you can kind of put it at any angle you want and it'll give you a different type of curl. If these aren't the curls you want, hold your iron differently and then just see what works for you, which curl you like best. Like this, pulling straight out. Slowly, consistently. Holding it. Perfect. All right, and for this final curl on this side, for the left side, last time, your thumb is going to be directly behind the light. You come in from above, make sure your hair's kind of flattened out the way you want it, like this. Turn, you can use your other hand to help turn the iron to where you want it to be. Kind of pull out very consistently, but very slowly. Fix the curl how you like it and make sure it cools there. I kind of like that much curl. Perfect. All right. Last time on the right side. Uh-oh, I got a curl. It's supposed to be back there. Brushing out that section to make sure that there are no tangles. And Mary has just come to sit with me. I have a friend in here now, y'all. All right. Also, guys, I can see your comments. So if you leave a comment, I can read it and try my best to answer it. So, for the right side. For the right side, your thumb is still going to be behind the light in the mirror. You're going to come in from underneath. Use your other hand to kind of throw the end of your hair to the back. And then once again, pull straight out. I kind of use my left hand as a guider. All right. Right side again. You're coming underneath with your thumb behind the light. Clamping, turning. Use your other hand to turn the iron if need be. And then pull straight out, slowly but consistently, making sure you're heating up all of your hair. And mine's kind of jumping, so once again, if your iron jumps when you're pulling, one, you might just need to restart like I do. Two, it means you have too much tension, so you're holding the iron too tight in your hands, which I do sometimes, so nobody's perfect. Hannah Montana song. All right. Trying this again. Thumb behind the light. Throwing your hair backwards, using your other hand to kind of guide. Twisting it, holding it how you like the curl to set, where the curl cools. It's a hard set of words to say. Where it cools is where it'll stay. So if you hold it where you want it to be, it'll stay like that. All right, again on the right side, thumb behind the light, flipping over, pulling straight out. I like to keep my iron horizontal. I did this on the other side too, so that my curls match on either side. The key to making your curls match with this iron is making sure that you're twisting the same amount and pulling on your iron when you come out with it at the same angle. So if you switch up the angle or how much you turn, your curls are going to look different on either side. Which can be a look for sure, if that's the look you're going for. But if you want your curls to be uniform, that's how you do it. Making sure that you are pulling out at the same angle on both sides and turning about the same amount. Oh, Lauren Ashton is commenting. Little hearts. Cute. All right. Holding it to make sure that that curl sits how you want it to. Perfect. I feel like this needs to be recurled. It's from underneath, but it's been probably touched it with these other curls and it's not. This is a really tiny piece of hair. Let's see if it works. Oh, it did work. Very tiny piece of hair. Okay. And then on this last little sectioned piece, I feel like that's too wide though, so I'm going to kind of cut it like that. Coming in from underneath, twisting backwards, pulling straight out, making sure that your hair is actually in the iron. That's why you don't want too big of a vertical piece, is because your hair won't actually be getting any heat by the iron because it'll be kind of sticking out. I'm recurling this end here because I don't like the straight ends. I like more of the curled ends look. See how I added a little bit of curl at the end? Perfect. And then doing this last little piece, actually, this piece needs to be curled. It's a tiny little piece too, very thin. Look how curly that is. Cute. Okay. Once again, coming in like this. Pulling straight out, not down, out. If you like the way these curls look. But you can do it however you want. All right. And then that section is done. I do think I forgot to spray the second section as I went, but it's okay. All right, this is before I've combed them out, or sprayed them, combed them out. And then I'll just kind of, the way I do it is I kind of assess the situation. So I will kind of see, I feel like this side, the front looks different than the other side. So I'm going to kind of redo this one to make it look similar to the other side. You see how it came in from above because I'm going back to the left side. I'm pulling straight out again. All right, now that feels more curly like the other side does. And then this little piece too feels like it needs a little extra curl. All right, perfect. Now they're looking more even on each side. So then I go in and I spray. Front first. I use a lot of hairspray. You don't have to use that much if you don't want to. Okay, then I let this sit and cool, and feel free to ask me any questions about the curling iron I just used while I'm here. I kind of want to fix this little piece at the end. It's bothering me. And then if you just want to fix a little end piece, you can just kind of start where you want to fix it. Do as you would do. See, now it has a lot more curl to the end of that. And then, okay, so when I use the Time Iron Pro, I either like one or two things. I either like to finger comb, or I like to use a wide tooth comb. What are your curling irons made out of? Ceramic, question mark. So this is our only curling iron that's made out of titanium. Our other curling irons are made out of ceramic, but this one is made out of titanium. Like I said, it works great for coarser, thicker hair, since the titanium, or hence the titanium. Our other curling irons are ceramic. They work good for just about any type of hair, except I feel, in my personal opinion, that the Time Iron Air works best for finer, thinner hair. How long did it take for me to learn how to use this iron, the Time Iron Pro, I assume you're speaking of? It took me, I would honestly say the Time Iron Pro took me about 3, maybe 4 uses before I felt like I could confidently curl my hair and it looked okay. I will say this one does have the learning curve with it. Our other irons don't have as much of a learning curve, but in my opinion, this one does, because it's not like any other iron and it is so different, meaning you've never used anything like it. So no, it's not going to be as simple as just picking up a clamp curling iron and doing that. It's very different. And also, while we're sitting here chatting, feel free to ask me any other questions, comments, concerns. I want to recurl this piece because I don't like how not curly it is. And I just turned this off actually, but let's see how long it takes to heat up when I turn it back on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. So 6 seconds to heat up. I just turned it off. How long do my curls last? So when I curl my hair with the Time Iron Pro, I have very thick hair. I sleep with my hair in a ponytail. I shower with my hair in a bun. So with all that in mind, I shower every day too. Hopefully y'all do too. With that in mind, my curls last 3, maybe 4 days. And that's like, it still has a curl on the end of it. If I touch it up, like on day 3 or 4, it'll last all week. All right, I'm touching up this piece though. And since I'm on the right side, I'm gonna come in from underneath, twirl backwards, pulling out. Now this has got some hairspray on it. It's got some grit to it. All right, very pretty. Let me see if there's any other pieces I want to touch up before I comb these out. Kind of want to touch up this piece. Very much a perfectionist when it comes to the curls, so I'll go back and touch up my curls all the time. Perfect. All right, let's look at that other side. This side looks great. Honestly, at first I thought that the right side was a lot easier to curl, but in my personal opinion, I kind of like curling the left side. I feel like it's easier now for me than the right side. All right, one last spray for those new curls on this side. That side too, for good measure. All right. And then where did that go? I think I'm going to do the wide tooth comb today instead of my fingers. I'm kind of just gently rake through there. You see how bouncy those curls are too? Very pretty. So this is this is brushed and this is unbrushed. Which one do you like better? Because you don't have to brush out your curls. We just posted a video like asking how to brush out your curls, and so many people were like, I can't believe you would brush those out. If you feel that way, you don't have to. I personally like to brush out my curls. I feel like most people do. I could be wrong though. Somebody said, what product works best if I have thin hair? This bad boy is, in my opinion, the best for fine or thin hair. This is the Time Iron Air. It has cool air vents that help lock your curl into place as you're curling. So you don't have to worry about like what I was doing when I was curling this hair, or it's my hair. When I was curling my hair, I was kind of holding the curl and letting it sit in my hand so it would like do the way I wanted it to do. With this, it kind of locks in the curl as you go. I can use this on my hair, which is very thick. However, the Time Iron Air is much better for fine or thin hair than the Time Iron Pro. That is what I've noticed. I'm by no means, you can use whatever iron works best for your hair. That's just what I've noticed as I've been watching people use these irons. And then this iron also, along with the cool air vents, it works kind of just like a straightener. So all you do is put it in your hair, turn, pull out. Like almost like the Time Iron Pro, except for there's not as much of a learning curve with like keeping your thumb behind the light and all that stuff. It's more just like a regular straightener. You just put it in there, you turn it as much as you want to turn it. We also, if you turn it, if you're curling and you keep turning it as you're curling, it actually creates almost like exactly like natural curls. So very, very tight curls. All right, I'm going to brush this side now too. Very gently. All right. Very pretty. I feel like I always end up liking one side of my hair better than the other. I don't know if that happens to anybody else, but like right now I'm like, I love this side more than I like this side. But I feel like it's because of this tight curl right here. So maybe I'll just add that. Does the time iron, oh, perfect. I literally just said that. So the time iron air can give you really tight curls, almost like as if you had naturally curly hair. If you keep, as you're putting it in the hair, keep twisting it as you're going down the hair, it will give you like very tight, like your hair is naturally curly curls. All right. Perfect. I love it. I like to do this after get my hair, have some volume back. Very pretty. I wish I could see myself in this mirror. Okay, now I can. All right, what do y'all think? Do we love it? Very pretty. And I want to, like I said, y'all, I swear I'm so picky. I'm like, I kind of want to recurl that piece too. So I'm going to. While I'm sitting here. I feel like it kind of gives me like a, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't alive in the 90s, but I feel like if I was, my hair would look like this. All right, I'm going to recurl this piece too because it's getting on my nerves. But since I'm on the right side, I'm coming in from underneath the curl instead of on top of it. And then I'm just pulling straight out slowly. See, that helps. But now it makes me want to do this piece too. And then for as far as the back of my hair, hopefully it looks good. I'll show y'all in a second what the back looks like. Okay, now we're perfect. Now we're good. I know, my mirror. Okay. Let me move some things around so I can show you the back of my hair. You can kind of see it if there's a couple different phones around here. So if the phone is angled towards the mirror in the video that you're watching, you can kind of see it, but I'll turn around and let everyone see it. All right. This is what the curls look like from behind. Very pretty, very bouncy, very 90s. What do y'all think? It's my favorite since I cut my hair. This iron is just my favorite. They look so good. Thank you. All right, is there any other questions, comments, concerns we have today that y'all want answered? We can kind of go over one more time the different irons that we have. So today, to curl my hair, we used the Time Iron Pro. We also have the Time Iron Air, which works great for fine, thinner hair. Can work for thick hair too, though. You just have to take smaller sections since the width of it is not that wide. I also find that since it's like, it operates almost like a clamp curling iron, how you open it, instead of, you know how when you're straightening your hair, you close the iron, kind of like the time iron. You close it to straighten, which you can also straighten with the Time Iron Pro. I don't know if I mentioned that, but you can straighten with the Time Iron Pro. You can straighten with this too, but like I said, better for finer, thinner hair, because it doesn't, when you go to straighten, since it opens and operates like a traditional clamp curling iron, there's no tension. So for thicker, coarser hair, it's harder to get enough tension to straighten the hair. Not the case with this iron though, since you can curl it, since you can close it like a traditional straightener or flat iron, you can get enough tension. Also, the titanium plates on this is great for curly hair, thicker, coarser hair. This has ceramic plates. Cool air vent sets the curl as you go. And then we have our 2 clamp curling irons, which we have the 2-inch iron and the 1.25-inch iron. You can kind of see the difference, pointing to both cameras. All right, 2-inch iron gives you big, voluminous look, like think Hollywood red carpet styles, not so much of a tight curl, more of a loose wave, but lots of volume for the Times 2-inch. And then for the Time 1.25, you're going to be able to kind of do either ringlet curls, you can do beach waves, however you want to use your Time 1.25 iron, you can use it pretty much. But these are good for any type of hair. Whether you have fine or thick hair, you can use a clamp curling iron. And I kind of want to make a tutorial on how to use the clamp curling iron. Let me know if that would be helpful to anyone. But these are our 2 clamp curling irons. Like I said before, if you're watching us on any other platform other than Whatnot, we are also streaming on Whatnot. So if you're watching on any of the platforms over here, TikTok, or we're not on TikTok, we're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube today. If you are on any of those platforms watching us, then you should go over to our Whatnot, which is @TimeStyle is our username. And you can get exclusive discounts on there. We're trying to build a following on Whatnot, so there's exclusive discounts and things like that that you're not going to be able to get on our website or on our other platforms. But yeah, I think that is all for today. I hope y'all have a great day, and join us again next time we're live. Let us know what you want to see demonstrated on the live, and we will try our best to listen. All right, I'm gonna hop off of this Whatnot first. And then hopping off of here.